Okay, so you've watched the video on training speed where we worked on your stroke lengths and your forward timings. We were using targets at 10, 20 and 30 feet. Well, now it's time to get in between those targets, especially in this 10 to 20 foot range, because this is where you're going to have a lot of putts you are very capable of making. At 20 feet, the tour average is 1 in 6 attempts, but we're all capable of making those putts. And normally with this kind of range putt, it's very much down to everything matching up, but more importantly, it's that speed, that ball speed. So I've got a disc here at 10 foot and I've got another one at 20 feet. And these represent a start line and a finish line. My first ball has to get past the start line. My next ball has to get past the previous ball. So we're going to leapfrog all the balls until we've got a number between us and finally the finish line. Now, getting 11 balls in here would be a very good score. And if you start with 2, that means there's quite a lot of disparity between your ball speeds and what you need them to be. So let's run through this. Let's see how I get on with this drill. This one's got a little bit of break right to left, which is really important because then we just keep aiming slightly higher with the next putt and that ball can go round it. If you do this on a very flat putt, you're going to end up running into the previous ball every time. So let's have a look at this drill, shall we? The first putt wants to get past the start line, which is at 10 feet. So I'm just going to have a couple of rehearsals. There we go. So we've got to get past the start line. All right, so now I've got my benchmark putt. The next one has to go past that one. So lengthening the backswing a little bit, keeping that tempo very similar. All right, so you'll notice that the first one's about 2 foot past the disc and the next one's a foot past the ball, so that's decent. Lengthening my stroke, keeping that tempo the same every time. Okay, little deflection off the disc, that would have been fine, so we're going to keep that one. Remember to aim a little bit wider because there's a little bit of break here. That might have done me a favour just catching that disc. All right, so. Very nice. Okay, we're up to 4. Remember that, 11 would be amazing. The idea with this is to set yourself a course record, and if every time you do this, you're adding another golf ball, it means you're getting better at speed. Okay, so I think that would have been about a foot past. So I tell you what we'll do, we'll be honest. We'll come and move this one to where I think it would have finished, about there. Only cheating ourselves, aren't we? Right, so I've got about 5 foot left in which to get 5 golf balls. So this is where it gets interesting. Okay, so I think that's where my drill finishes. That's actually finished level or just short of the ball. So I got 5 in there, and this last putt was the one that halted my drill. I'm going to stay out here and see if I can get up to 11. This is a fantastic way of perfecting speed, training speed. Keep a record of what you manage and have a look at how those numbers are improving over time. And particularly if you get to a point where you always make a mistake, you know that there's a key distance that you should be spending a little bit more time working on. And just so we know, as soon as the last ball passes the last disc, that's when it's over as far as the furthest putt goes. So give that a go. If you get really good at this, you could even start at 20, then have it up to 30. And what I'm going to show you next is all those putts that are inside 10 foot. So the second part of this video is short putts, perfecting speed.